I never imagined my life would unravel the way it did. My name is Dan Colton, and for the longest time, my two passions were technology and fitness. I worked as a computer technology expert for ABC Flight Controllers, an intense but rewarding job that allowed me to use my skills to keep systems running smoothly in critical situations. Life was good, at least, that's what I believed at the time. I met Emily during a routine networking event. I wasn't usually one for such events, but something about this one felt different. Emily was a junior attorney at XYZ Advertising, and I remember being captivated by her confidence. She had this infectious energy, someone who could command a room with her charm and intellect. We clicked instantly. After a few months of dating, things progressed quickly. We were both climbing the professional ladder, and it felt like we were an unstoppable force. We decided to get married, and for the first 2 years, everything seemed perfect. We were the couple people would admire, happy, successful, and deeply in love. But the winds began to shift around the time Emily was promoted to junior partner at XYZ. Suddenly, her late nights at the office became more frequent, and she started going out more often with her colleagues, something she hadn't done much of before. At first, I trusted her. She was ambitious, and I admired that. But as the nights out grew longer and the distance between us widened, I couldn't help but feel that something was wrong. I tried to ignore it. I convinced myself that it was just paranoia, that I was overthinking things. But my gut wouldn't let it go. So one night, after yet another girls' night out, I decided to follow her. I wasn't proud of it. Trust is everything in a marriage, after all, but I needed answers. That's when I saw her with him. They were at a bar, tucked away in a corner, laughing and touching in a way that told me this wasn't some innocent work outing. His name, I later found out, was Jimmy Prescott, a colleague at XYZ Advertising, with a reputation for being a bit too smooth for his own good. I was devastated. Confronting Emily led to denials at first, but then came the bombshell: she was pregnant. Twins, she said. For a fleeting moment, I wanted to believe her. I wanted to believe that this could bring us back together, that we could fix what had broken. But my mind was a mess. How could I trust her after what I saw? Was I even the father? I became obsessed. Every moment she wasn't around, I found myself spiraling, trying to piece together her schedule, trying to figure out the truth. When the twins were born, I thought maybe, just maybe, things would change. But Emily was cold, distant. She wouldn't even let me hold the babies. And then came her crushing words: "They're not yours." I felt like my world had crumbled. The woman I loved had betrayed me, and now, she was taking away the chance to be a father. We drifted apart completely after that. Emily left me, taking the twins with her, and I was left in an empty house filled with memories of a life that no longer existed. To cope, I threw myself into my work. I started a computer repair firm, something I had always wanted to do but had never had the time or the courage to pursue. The business took off quickly, and in a way, it became my salvation. But no amount of success could fill the void that Emily and the twins had left behind. Months later, I learned that Jimmy Prescott had moved in with Emily and that he had adopted the twins. The thought of another man raising what could be my children tore me apart, but it didn't end there. Jimmy, with his political connections and influence, used every trick in the book to keep me away from the kids. I was blocked at every turn, emotionally, legally, and even physically. I was angry. Angry at Emily, angry at Jimmy, and angry at the system that seemed rigged against me. But anger can be a powerful motivator. I wasn't going to let them take everything from me without a fight. I sought out the best legal representation I could find and took action. It wasn't just about the twins anymore, it was about righting the wrongs that had been done to me. I filed a lawsuit against Jimmy and XYZ Advertising, targeting the corporate culture that had enabled their affair and Jimmy's attempts to erase me from my children's lives. It was a brutal legal battle. Emily and Jimmy fought back with everything they had: money, influence, lies. But I was determined. I had lost too much already, and I wasn't about to lose the chance to be a father. After months of back and forth in the courtroom, the tide began to turn. Evidence came to light, emails, messages, testimonies, that painted a very different picture of Jimmy's involvement in my children's lives and his manipulation of the legal system. The judge saw through their facade, and in the end, I was granted custody of the twins. It wasn't just a victory in a legal sense, it was a vindication of everything I had fought for. I wasn't just some paranoid ex-husband, I was a father who had been wronged, and justice had finally been served. Rebuilding my life after the storm wasn't easy. There were scars, both emotional and mental, that would take time to heal. But having my children back in my life gave me a new purpose. They were my second chance at happiness, and I wasn't going to let anything, or anyone, take that away from me again. Looking back, I realize how easy it is to let love blind you to the truth. I had ignored the signs, dismissed my own instincts, and paid a heavy price. But in the end, I learned that sometimes, the hardest battles are the ones worth fighting.